Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so you guys have seen the time lapses. I've been trying to keep trying to grind it out and just trying to work on the deck. I'm on 31 cards right now. I want, like I said, the more sequences your deck has, the more probable it is to be stopped. Like having simple 1-2 card combos is good because that initiates how much you're investing. And you start off with 5 cards. 2 cards isn't so much compared to just one. One is of course optimal, is just one. The best case scenario is having a 1 card establishment. Whereas 2, it's normally lower tiers require more cards to set up. An example, which is why rogue like anti-meta, they need the entire hand to be disruptive. There's not much more. It's not an initial push that they do. They require all these cards to kind of interrupt. And when you have a combo deck that's not really top tier, where you require a little bit more, you still kind of want to keep it minimized if you want to play competitive. And which is what I'm trying to do with the deck. And right now, it's pretty basic. I'm trying to keep what I feel is needed compared to what I want to happen. Like I've been toying around with a bunch of these cards, going back and forth, playing the quick draw engine, playing the synchron engine, not putting it in. I've been having fun with this card though, with this in the main. It gives it like an aspect of going second better. Like you just like in theory you just have this and either this on level leader in hand or something, and then you just watch. This is like an ideal hand, so you get what I mean. And it's probable for it to happen because everything is at 3. So let's say this is like your opening hand, right? Or even multiples if you go in second and you're starting with 6 cards. Like this will be like your primary play, so you don't really want to use that yet. You'll bait it out with this first. So you'll special, activate effect, pitch 2, pop 2 back, or then pop 2 face up card, which is really good going second. And then they'll probably do something to it. They'll strike it, then that's fine. You still get to pop 2 more cards, and then you still have your actual initial play. And then let's say there's a Dryden, you still haven't forced. Summon this, activate effect, and then you attack it. They'll have to pop it, and then it's fine. Go main phase 2. You go special, and then you do your initial play there. Like that's the whole point of that. Like I'm having fun with it, and then like since these are beast, I was like, oh, you can play Rescue Cat, so that's really cool. That's a little neat thing you can do. So like there's times where it's really crazy where this has happened. I was playing against True Draco, and I went okay special. They didn't do anything to it, and I had I had this, and I went okay pop. Then I ended up popping set. I think it was like a Storm Force, and I don't know what else. But he had like a Dynamite, and it was like a pretty good setup. So I popped back row, popped 2 back row, and then popped his Dynamite. He changed effect. He added a return something up. And then I opened up Cat. I was like, that's a cool. So then I just tribute Cat, bring out two more. And like the thing about it is that's not the sole purpose for it. It's just a one-of that. What if you do happen to have it? It does synergize somewhat with the deck, especially with this guy more. It's kind of like what Quick Draw and War Arthdals were. Like you just open up this and have like discard fodder and just pitch that and then summon this and then go off from there. And then that you like level 8 and then go accel. And since you're playing I'm playing Magnet Reverse. The more consistent I can make accel, the better, because I can just bring it back and use that as the librarian, or use that as to make the sohaya, and then level 8 the sohaya, synchro with it to make the other sohaya to make it into a tuner, instead of opening it with gofu. That happens quite a bit. It's pretty insane. But yeah, I'm having fun with that at the moment because it's not bad. Like even if you open up like Twin Twister, it just helps you go in second better. So like if you open Twin Twister, you get to pop 3 cards. Just Twister, and then pop the trident. Like let's say against 2 Draco, just Twister, then pop whatever it is that's giving trouble. Like I was playing as heroes, and I was like, oh damn, this is pretty cool. So what he did was he when hero lives, set 2 back row. He goes standby, activate mass chains. Okay, chain, activate Twister, discard this. Pop his 2 back row. Oh, his last back row, and then once Starclaw came out, it just popped it. So that was pretty cool. I was like, oh yeah, it's awesome. As far as I'm concerned, that's how it works. Starts a new chain. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, like some of you are have been mentioning a few things as well. Like oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? I'll show you the extra deck in a bit. But yeah, it's just struggling going back and forth whether to main the ogres, not main the ogres, main the teleport. Because like if you think about it, these guys are Earth. The Slayers are Earth, and then Power Giant is Earth as well. So like you can, if you could, like they synergize with Mrs. Radiant. So like you can make Mrs. Radiant that way with Global or this or that. Or I was even considering putting in what's I'm gonna call it, Earth, more Earth synchros to be able to have options to go into it, and then just make Mrs. Radiant that way. And I don't know, but it was just like so many times where I was like, oh damn, I can't do it. And then I was like, oh well, I wish I had Decode Talker. So and then some of you mentioned it. Alex mentioned it as well. Cause like when I pulled this guy at the sneak, I was like, oh, this kind of be like the next best thing close to proxy dragon, because you just need two monsters with different attribute and type. So I was, oh, that's pretty easy to do. You just get like a token and a level eater. So that's pretty easy. So that's pretty cool. So right now, this is what I'm going with right now, because it's not hard to do. Just playing your 2 links, and of course that's gonna be proxy dragon once it comes out. And then they're debating whether to play 2 dragons or Trishula. That's the thing. And Trishula just comes up much more. And it's just the ease of access of having this is just so good. Like knowing that, okay, if I open up just that, I can do my Blazer, and that's guaranteed. Because it's like you're trading 2 cards for a solemn on legs, pretty much. That's what you're doing. You're trading 2 cards, and on top of that, you're replenishing your hand. That's why not do that? You get what I mean? Which is why you want to keep your investment minimal. And yeah, denglong, and then this, and then I put in back DCS because you want to have access to accel as fast as possible. So because since you're playing Magnum Reverse, you want to make that play as consistent as possible as well. Because like I know some of you love this idea. I know that Jaden, if you saw his replay about bringing out the guy, and like I know like a lot of you guys are a big fan of this card. Like a lot of you are, like, believe me, I was at first too, but the more you think about it, it requires so much setup for this to work. Like let me try to give you an example of what I mean. Okay, for this to work, that means you need to have everything ideal. The best ideal scenario is you going, let's say you open up this. Let's say you don't open, you open up just one, just that, right? And then you open up allures, and you somehow end up alluring. You can lure it away, and then you just bring it back. Like that's ideal, right? That's for that setup to work. That needs to be ideal. But seeing how consistent the top tier decks can make their board, they can easily just pop it away, and that's the scenario that I just don't want to happen. Of course, going first, it's awesome because if you go first, but then if you discard a card to bring this back and you get ashed, it's like you discarded 2 cards to get rid of this, and then you shouldn't go anywhere. Whereas this could be something else. Let this get ashed, and you still have your 2 cards in hand. You know what I mean? Like that's the scenario that doesn't really work. And then for that to work, that's like ideal. Like what if you don't open up that? What if you open up like, oh, you know what I mean? The setup needs to be really proper for that to function. Of course, it does work. Like believe me, hands down. Like when you, it's possible. It is probable. But I just don't want to have that sequence on top of the over what I want to accomplish already. And yeah, man, it's crazy though. It's still trying to figure it out, but knowing what way to take it, it's interesting. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's all I've been juggling with, this and that, and that's gonna be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.